Good morning, dear student. I hope you have done the first chapter of the exercises which I had asked you to do, the determinants. And today we are going to study about the second chapter, that is the relative pronoun. What is relative pronoun? Relative pronoun used to connect, join two clauses by words whose, who, which, that, whose, whom, etc. For example, read these sentences. These sentences I have taken from the textbook as it is to make you understand. This is the boy who is my best friend. This is the book which I like most. I have lost the watch that you presented me. This is the boy whose friends are coming today. These are the boys, girls, whom all praise. In the above sentences, each sentence has two sentences or clauses joined by words who, which, that, whose, whom. They act as a conjunctive pronoun. Why? Because they act as a conjunction. Conjunction means connecting from one clause to another clause, from one sentence to another sentence. That is why they are called as a relative pronoun, because they relate from one clause to another clause. So we have the words like which, that, whose, whom, who, etc. Now, coming to the topic, just remember this word. Place, where, cause, why. Cause means why means reason. The reason why it happened. Time, when. Possession, whose, belonging. Always remember. Things, that, which. People, who, whom. Now, let us take one by one the words that are used as a conjunctive or relative pronoun. Now, for example, use of who, whom, whose. Who, subjective relative pronoun, doer of the action, meaning it only indicates what the doer is doing, means it tries to show the action done by the person. Example, this is the boy who taught me science. So, here doer of the action. Who is the doer of the action? The boy. So, it refers to the action of the boy. The action done by the boy. So, that is called subjective relative pronoun, doer of the action. This is the boy who taught me science. This is the man who treated my father. This is the man who stays next to my house. Okay. So only referring to the action. Okay. The second, whom, adjective relative pronoun, here receiver of the action. Here the person does not do the action. He only receives the action. Example, these are the boys and girls whom all praise. We do not know the action done by these boys and girls, but they all praise. They are only receiver of the action. Another example, ABG, Abdul Kalam is someone who most students admire. Okay, here he does not do anything, but he only receives the action. What is that action? Most students admire. Now, whose. Next word we have got whose. Already I told you to remember. Whose means related to possession. Possession means showing connection, relation, belonging, ownership. Oh, so for example, the man whose car you borrowed is my neighbor. Here showing the relation, how the man is related to that person. Okay, showing the relation or belonging. Okay, so whose. When you use the whose, you must always remember the determinants what you are studying, that is belonging, possession, ownership. And we also must note and remember the use of whose and whom. The use of whose and whom depends on the sense of the sentence. So, depending on the sense of the sentence, how the sentence is being used, accordingly we must use either who or whom. So, this you must always remember. And the next we have the use of whose. Whose already we have studied, used to show relation or connection. And under that we have got 4 patterns. Remember the pattern. First one, when there is a thing plus verb, things, any things it would be. It could be pen, pencil, book, whatever it may be. Okay, example. The man whose shirt is a thing and is a verb. Blue is my uncle. And the second one, the man whose car you borrowed. Here second pattern, things plus person, verb. Here thing is car, person you, verb is borrowed. And the third one, the man whose son you taught is, okay, here son is person, you is person, and taught is a verb. Okay. Then fourth one, we have person plus verb. The boy whose father is a person, is a verb. Father is a doctor, is my friend. Okay. So use of whose. Next we have got which used to relate for the lifeless things or animal. Lifeless things, it could be any things, books, or it could be tables which has got no life. Example, first one for the animal. The dog which bit you is. So first one for the animal, and the second we have got book, the lifeless thing. The book which Mohan gave me is yours. So lifeless thing. And the third we have example of what we have got 3 patterns to be followed. When there is before the blank space, that is example, what cannot be cured must be endured. And the second, when there is blank space after the verb, example, this is a verb, after that you have blank space. So what he likes, this is what he likes. And the third pattern, verb plus adjective blank. For example, verb is give, him is objective. Okay, give him objective, then you have the blank place. There you are right, what he demands. Okay, use of what. And the next we have use of when used to for the time, to show the time. Example, it was Sunday when we went on picnic, showing the time, related to show the relation of the time, relative pronoun. Next we have the use of where. Where is used to relate the place or place related noun. Example, this is the school where I studied for 5 years. Okay, showing the place. Next you have why. Why used to relate to the reason why, what had happened. Okay, this is the reason he did not come. This is the reason he came late. Showing the relation, showing the reason, cause for which the person has done something. Next we have got that is under that we have got 4 patterns which has to be followed. First one, when superlative degree before the noun. Example, Mohan is the tallest boy in the class. Tallest boy Tallest boy that he reads in the class. Tallest boy that he reads in the class. Second, when the sentences are interrogative means anything that ends with question mark, asking question. Example, who is the man that abuses you? Question ending with question mark, abuses you. Okay, that is interrogative. Next, you have any one of the following words before the blank space. What are the words? Any one of the following words means only, any, same, all, nothing, no one, nobody, anybody, anything, none, little, etc. So example, all that glitters is not gold. Okay, any one of the following words, when it comes, if any one of the following words before the blank space, if you see, you have to use that. And the fourth one is, if there are person plus thing or person plus animal before the blank space. Example, the man and the dog you see live the next door. And the last one you have got is, if there is a preposition after the verb of the relative clause. Example, I know the man that you are talking about. Okay, talking about here is the relative. After the relative clause, you got the preposition. Or sometimes the preposition comes before also. That time also you have to use the word that. Okay, so these are the things you need to remember, dear students, when you study about the relative pronoun. So once again, I ask you to go through the books from beginning to end and revise what you are studying. And I request you to do the exercises what is given in the book. Okay, dear student, once again wish you all the best and see you in the next class. Thank you.